I mean, the whole world's coming apart. You don't know when Israel's going to shoot at Iran.
Who's going to do?
They're going to shoot back.
Who's going to do less harm?
It's never going to end.
Who's going to do less harm as the next president? The one we got now in Kamala Harris, or the peacemaker Donald Trump? Hold your nose and vote for the Trumpster.
Bingo.
I'll walk in 2 or 3 times like a Democrat and keep voting.
That's the way they do it in Chicago.
Absolutely. That's how we got Kennedy in office instead of Nixon.
I don't know. I don't know. We got Brenneman and Jones coming up, and then Reds baseball, Reds and Mariners this afternoon.
And is it real that Rocky Boyman is putting together an OnlyFans account as I speak?
That's what we're hearing. Look out.
He knows a lot about it. He said lots of women like to see him eating a carrot. Half naked.
Well, I mean,
it isn't something I'd enjoy.
To each his own, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I know I wouldn't enjoy it. I would not enjoy it.
What, seeing him? No.
No, I would not enjoy it.
No.
All right, Segman, thank you very much.
We don't really enjoy it when he's here, is he?
No, he's very hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Let's continue with more Reds baseball coming up, including the Hall of Famer, Marty, and also the great number 29, Tracy Jones, all on News Radio 700 WLW.
A good day starts with a good morning. Here's Joey. He's hard at work at his donut shop, preparing for the morning rush. And what's Joey's most important ingredient?
Hello, good morning.
Listening to Mike McConnell as Joey glazes, sprinkles, frosts, and fills his pastry delights. Mike gives him the latest news, weather, traffic, sports, and always a lot of laughs. That's why Joey says Mike McConnell is his #1 honey bun.
Mike McConnell, tomorrow morning at 5 on 700 WLW.
Homeowners, is your yard in distress? Is your lawn being held hostage by stubborn and unruly weeds? Never fear, lawn lovers. Weedman is here. We'll rescue your lawn and restore its beautiful emerald green glory. The results of our expertly applied program are sure to impress the toughest of critics, your neighbors. Take that, Dale. Vanquish weeds and transform your lawn this year with Weedman Lawn Care. Get 50% off your first application. Go to weedman.com today. Terms and conditions apply. Go to weedman.com today.
Hey, it's Eddie. Looking for the lowest prices on kitchen or laundry appliances? Check out Recker & Berger's huge scratch and dent selection, the biggest in town. Visit thecomfortzone.com or their appliance outlets in Tri-County, Montgomery, and Beachmont Avenue for the lowest prices on your next refrigerator, microwave, washer, dryer, and more. Items are in stock and ready for delivery tomorrow.
Recker & Berger, the Comfort Zone.
Change the life of a homeless veteran. Donate your car to GoodwillCars.com.
Don't miss Genesis Diamonds' once-a-year spring extravaganza. Hi, it's Dave Cooper inviting you to our annual store-wide sale this weekend. It's a $30 million 3-day event with special savings up to 35% on exquisite jewelry from the area's premier jeweler. Our exclusive designers fly in their entire collections for this, including never-before-seen bridal designs. Get the year's best pricing on everything. Special financing, too. 3 days only, Friday through Sunday, and only at Genesis Diamonds on Montgomery Road.
Live from the 700 WLW studios. Driven by Mike Castrucci Jeep in Fairfax. Now recognized as the largest volume Jeep dealer in Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky. Mike Castrucci Jeep is the #1 Jeep dealer in the tri-state. That's Mike Castrucci Jeep in Fairfax.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
You're listening to 700 WLW. Also available on 94.5 FM W233BG Cincinnati.
Craving Penn Station East Coast subs? Skip the line and order online at penn-station.com. Get your favorite sub with fresh cut fries and fresh squeezed lemonade. Visit penn-station.com.
Perk alert! The freshest, tastiest coffee ever has arrived at UDF. Now, whole beans are ground right in front of you in classic UDF blends, so it's never old and never cold. Well, unless you make it iced. Perfect. UDF, made for you.
Unlock your future with BRG Apartments. Join the team as a maintenance professional and mention my name, Rocky, and claim your $1,000 sign-on bonus. From Columbus, Ohio to Richmond, Kentucky, we're hiring across the region. Visit brgapartments.com to start your rewarding career today.
The Basement Doctor of Cincinnati. All things basement-y. Do you have a damp basement? They'll transform yours into a dry, usable space and improve your home's air quality. Call 513-450-2255 or visit basementdocradio.com today.
The Reds are on the radio.
United Dairy Farmers present Brenneman and Jones on Baseball. Brought to you in part by Brandstetter's Kangaroo and by Encore Technologies on 700 WLW, the home of the Reds.
Trace, the longer we were together, the more I began to learn about you. And we had some conversation sometime back around the beginning of the season about needles and such as that. When you go to a doctor, and I know when I was a kid, I was petrified of getting shots. Yeah. I'd cry like hell when my mother would take me to get a shot because it doesn't bother me anymore because I now have grown accustomed to getting shots on a regular basis. That's another topic.
That's another topic.
But then I find out drawing blood.
Well, let me just say this. I go to the doctor probably more than any other person. Yeah. And I get my blood tested every 6 months. I want to check on my ALT, my AST, my triglycerides, my CEA, my PSA. I want to get all those markers tested to see if I'm in good health.
And all require
a blood test.
Injection. Yes. Well, I'm sorry. Blood drawn. Correct. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I can't stress it enough, people. You can tell a person their health by their blood, and you need to get that blood examined on every 6 months. I mean, I am paranoid. I want to live a very successful life. Well, I've already lived a successful life, but I'm talking about I want to live to be your age, and I want to be. And I'm saying this seriously. I know we talk about.
I know. I know.
I got enough money.
You certainly do.
It's health that I worry about, and I try to stay in good shape. But people, get to the doctor, get your blood tested.
This is a great topic for a change, and we'll have more in just a moment.
Hey, Lance McAllister here, and Brandstetter's Kangaroo has you covered again. Start the new year off right with a new Kangaroo and pay absolutely nothing until summertime. Buy now, pay later. Brandstetter's Kangaroo and their unbeatable service is ready to put your new top-quality roof on now, and thanks to their 6-month same-as-cash financing, you won't pay until summertime. Call now, schedule a free estimate, 513-734-9000. New roof now, pay later. Visit GoKanga.net today.
With a constantly changing landscape of technology, it's important to stay ahead of the game. Have access to the latest technology services by leveraging Encore Technologies for managed services, professional services, and support. Encore provides a range of services including data center, cloud, network, and collaboration solutions, all accessible through our 24/7 service desk and operations center. Encore Technologies can simplify your technology solutions and keep your organization fully operational in any scenario. Visit Encore.tech to find out more.
Okay, so we've established the fact that you get your blood drawn out of necessity because your priority in life should be, number one, your own health.
Absolutely.
Because if you're healthy, everybody else in your family or an extended family is happy too. Would you be surprised if I told you I don't mind having blood drawn here in the crook of my arm?
Yeah.
Even on the top of my hand. It doesn't bother me anywhere. You know where I break out in a cold sweat if they want to check my blood?
But?
Brick in my finger.
Oh.
I break out in a cold sweat,
don't like that
and
at
I
all.
will say that's not going to happen. I tell them, I said, you can take it from my arm?
Yeah.
And they said, you got to be kidding me. I said, no. You go ahead and wrap that rubber band around my arm to get that vessel and pop out, but not pricking my finger.
You know what's really funny is I'm real veiny. So
you're lucky.
Yeah, you just pop it right in there, not a problem. Just one more thing on the blood.
Yeah.
And my dad asked me one time, he says, what do you want to be? And I said, a doctor or an astronaut. He says, well, that's too easy. Why don't you become a Major League Baseball player? And the rest is history. But I'm actually going to get my blood tested for 50 markers. Gallery is the test. It's Galleri. It's not covered on your insurance.
Galleri.
Yes, and it tests for 50 markers, cancerous markers, whether it's lung cancer, melanoma. I've had issues with skin cancer and all that. I would highly recommend that. Again, I'm not a lawyer or a doctor, but I could have been one.
Galleri.
Yes.
Ask your doctor about that.
Yes.
That's it. This has been an incredible service that we've rendered people this morning or this afternoon.
Do people and we don't even charge for this show.
No.
That's an outrage.
We don't need to talk about that.
Hi, I'm Bill Weber.
And I'm Adam Weber.
If you're in the market for a Clopay garage door, go to AE Door and Window.
This spring, we can save you 10 to 15% off a beautiful new garage door.
Purchase a LiftMaster garage door opener,
and we'll save you $100 off the regular price.
Take advantage of AE Door and Window's sale on awnings, windows, and entry doors.
With up to 15% off, you can get your home ready for spring and save.
Find out more at AEDoorsales.com.
We sell the best at service.
Success is often determined by how well you plan and prepare for life's biggest moments. It's the confidence that comes from knowing you and your loved ones are protected for generations. You can rest assured knowing you've made the right choice, placing your trust in Western and Southern. From life insurance to retirement and investments, Western and Southern helps provide the peace of mind you need so you can be in the moment with the ones you love. Visit westernsouthern.com/rest assured to get started today.
The Reds are on the radio. You've been listening to Brenneman and Jones on Baseball, presented by United Dairy Farmers and brought to you in part by AE Door and Window Company on 700 WLW, the home of the Reds.
Now you can terminate your loan or lease early regardless of make or model with the Loan and Lease Termination Program at Kelsey Chevrolet. Escape excessive mileage and remaining payments and get a new Chevrolet for as little as $0 down. Together, let's drive at kelseychev.com.
When plumbing problems hit, call the experts at Nixco Plumbing. Residential or commercial, no job is too big or small. Schedule service online today at nixcoplumbing.com. Don't settle for the average Joe. Choose a pro. Choose Nixco.
My name is Toph, proud fan of Cincinnati baseball and specialist in resolving massive IRS problems. If you need tax relief, stop procrastinating and call me now at 513-513-TOPH, 513-513-TOPH. Don't live in fear. Toph is here.
Come and get your Skyline 3-way today. Feeling good. It's Skyline time. News, traffic, and weather. News Radio 700 WLW, Cincinnati.
Republicans want a trial, but Democrats are making it go away. This is the 3 o'clock report. I'm Matt Reese. Breaking now, the latest on the impeachment trial of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. Senators are being sworn in as jurors today, but not much is expected to happen beyond that. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says there will be a vote to dismiss the impeachment.
Republicans want to hold a full trial, but top Senate Democrat Chuck Schumer says no way.
To validate this gross abuse by the House would be a grave mistake.
Republicans argue Alejandro Mayorkas has failed to enforce the immigration laws, but Democrats dispute that and say he's committed no crime. Mayorkas is the first member of a president's cabinet to be impeached by the House since 1876. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Now we have the latest traffic and weather together.
From the UC Health Traffic Center, regular screenings are key for early cancer detection, especially for breast, lung, and colorectal cancers. Schedule yours now. University of Cincinnati Cancer Center. Call 513-585-UCCC today. The accident on 71 northbound before Western Row has cleared, but we're still seeing some slowdowns from Fields Erdel, so watch for a bit of a delay still. And the work on 275 eastbound at 3 Mile Road continues. It's a bridge inspection project in place until further notice. We have 75 southbound Ezra Charles to the Brent Spence Bridge, about a 5-minute delay. 75 northbound Mitchell to town is adding about 6 minutes to your drive. And 71 southbound after Western Road, those lanes are now open too with the accident out of the way. I'm Rick Schrempf, News Radio 700 WLW.
Now, the latest forecast from the Advanced Dentistry Weather Center. Advanced Dentistry, the judgment-free dental experience you've been looking for. NoFearDentist.com.
Let's go through the rest of your afternoon today. A mix of sun and clouds as temperatures warm right back into the mid-70s. Winds from the south-southwest right around 25 to 35 miles per hour. And we could have a chance at a few isolated showers or storms later on into the afternoon and evening. Best storm chances between 3 and 7 o'clock, but even that threat looks low. Through the overnight tonight, mostly clear. We're down to 52. Another sunny day on Thursday, 77 with storms late overnight. From your severe weather station, I'm 9 First Warning meteorologist Brandon Spinner, News Radio 700 WLW.
It is 78 degrees. We have a few light showers in the Cincinnati area. This news brought to you by BRGApartments.com and CarryAutomotive.com. Governor DeWine wants to make not wearing a seatbelt a primary offense in Ohio, meaning that police could bowl people over for not being buckled in. Right now, it's a secondary offense. Police can give you a ticket only if you're pulled over for another reason. The Ohio legislature would have to approve it. looks like road rage, and police want to find out who is responsible. Person dead after shots were fired last night around Manchester Avenue and Verity Parkway in Middletown. Victim found in a car that hit a pole on Clinton Street. No word from police about any possible suspects. A Boeing whistleblower causing trouble with his testimony before a Senate committee today. He believes some of Boeing's most popular airplanes could break apart in flight.
His claims are denied by Boeing, but engineer Sam Salapur told lawmakers he's seen manufacturing flaws in both the Boeing 787 Dreamliner and the Boeing 777, specifically shortcuts to make pieces of the fuselage fit together in the factory that could cause the planes to break apart in flight one day, saying he witnessed this at the factory.
I literally saw people jumping on the pieces of the airplane to get them to align. I call it the Tarzan effect.
But Boeing says it has full confidence in its planes. Alex Stone, ABC News.
Hour from the close on Wall Street, the Dow is down 29 points. S&P 500 also is down by 22. NASDAQ down as well, 188 points.
700 WLW. Sports.
Here's the Reds update. The Reds close out their road trip and look to avoid a series sweep today in Seattle. Andrew Abbott will go up against Bryce Miller. 700 WLW's coverage coming up at 3:10 with the R&L Carriers inside pitch. High school basketball, Purcell Marion star Dee Alexander announces her college decision today, UC, Illinois, or Ohio State at 5 p.m. Bill Dennison, 700 WLW Sports.
Next update coming up at 3:30, Matt Reese, News Radio 700 WLW.
This report is sponsored by Discover. As humans, we like having options. One option you might like is speaking with a real person when you call about your credit card. With 24/7 live U.S.-based customer service from Discover, everyone can talk to a real person anytime, day or night. Limitations apply. See terms at discover.com/credit card.
Springdale, get locked and loaded. Vance Outdoors has a brand new store now open at Casanelli Square off Princeton Pike. Scope out top quality firearms, ammunition, accessories, camping gear, and more. Whether you're a hunter, fisher, boater, or just enjoy the fresh air every once in a while, Vance Outdoors has what you're looking for. Plus, their friendly staff is on hand to offer advice on a vast selection of outdoor products. Visit Vance Outdoors in Springdale. Learn more at vanceoutdoors.com.
Hey, Mike McConnell here. If you're searching for the quickest, the easiest, just plain the best way to buy your next vehicle, do what I did. Go to carryautomotive.com. Carry has every make, model, car, truck, SUV, all right there at carryautomotive.com. Going to get the best value, the best selection, and hands down the best price, all waiting for you. 11 dealerships around town. Chevy and Hyundai in Alexandria, Toyota, Nissan, Mazda, VW, and Hyundai in Florence, Ford, Buick, GMC in Tri-County. Carry Automotive is right by you in every way.
Let's clear the air on your heating and air conditioning system. Heat waves don't clock out, and at 1 hour heating and air conditioning, neither do we, because we're always on time. Call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourheatandair.com. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
This is your Wednesday Sports Minute, brought to you by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks.
NBA postseason play-in tournaments tonight. 2 Eastern Conference games. In Philadelphia, the 76ers play host to the Miami Heat. Winner gets the 7th seed in the East. Sixers are a 4.5-point home favorite. Over-under total points is 208.5. Joel Embiid, over-under total points, 30.5. In Chicago, the Bulls take on the Atlanta Hawks. The Bulls a 3.5-point home favorite. Over-under total there, 221.5. Signature bets, single game parlays. Build your own parlays. Lots of ways to take action.
BetMGM is the king of sportsbooks. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. Or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net West Virginia. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hi guys, Nancy Grace here, host of podcast Crime Stories with Nancy Grace. It's so easy to think it will never happen to me or my family, but that is simply not true. We speak to victims' families. Every day is a mission to keep one more person safe. Listen to Crime Stories with Nancy Grace on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Crime Stories with Nancy Grace.
The following is a special sports presentation on 700 WLW. This is Cincinnati Reds baseball.
That's way back.
It's gone! Oh, my goodness! What a catch! Gone! Grand slam! High, deep, gone! It's out of right field! This is 700 WLW, the home of the Cincinnati Reds.
The Reds are on the radio.
This is the R+L Carriers Inside Pitch, brought to you by AE Door and Window, where they sell the best and service the rest. Lear's Prime Market in Milford, always a cut above. Queen City Metro. Metro is hiring. Apply at go-metro.com/careers. Elite Audiology, your trusted hearing professionals. And by R+L Carriers, partner with a family-owned LTL provider at rlc.com.
The Reds are on the radio.
Now, the Inside Pitch.
It's afternoon baseball from Seattle as the Reds and Mariners close out their 3-game series, and this is the R+L Carriers Inside Pitch on 700 WLW. I'm Dave Armbruster. R+L Carriers partner with a family-owned LTL provider at rlc.com. Last night, the Mariners made it 2 straight victories over the Reds, winning by a 3-1 score. So Cincinnati needs a win today to avoid the 3-game series sweep. The Reds' offense stalled a bit. Reds hitters only collected 4 hits on the night. Hunter Green made the start for Cincinnati last night. He gave up just 1 run on 4 hits, but he was finished after 4 innings because he threw 98 pitches in those 4 innings. And that leads us to this check of the game notes brought to you by the Basement Doctor of Cincinnati for all things basement-y, local and family-owned for 37 years. Green averaged 5.15 pitches per plate appearance last night. Monday night, Frankie Montas averaged 5.08 pitches per plate appearance. There have only been 7 instances in Major League Baseball this season where a starting pitcher averaged more than 5+ pitches per plate appearance, and the Reds did it in back-to-back games. That simply can't continue, or this bullpen will be overworked again. And while we're on the subject of the bullpen, Nick Martinez took over from Montas in the top of the 3rd Monday night, and he ended up pitching 4 solid innings, allowing just a run. Martinez was signed by the Reds for this very role. He can start, he can pitch long relief, and he can finish games if need be. But Martinez wasn't always a pitcher. Jim Day had a chance to ask the right-hander how he ended up on the mound.
In college, you were mainly a second baseman, right? A position player, and reluctantly went into pitching, correct? Can you tell that story?
Yeah. So I was an infielder my whole life and loved playing every day. Didn't really like the idea of pitching because you didn't get to play every day. And so I always had a good arm. I always had a strong arm from, since I was a kid. And when I got to high school is when I really noticed a jump in my arm strength compared to my teammates. And so my dad, he convinced me to take some pitching lessons. I was going to college the next year and as an infielder, and it was a way to, hey, if they do put you on the mound, let's be prepared, right? Let's work on mechanics. And so I worked with Juani Alvarez, who played a little bit in the big leagues, and he still lives by my parents' house, and so I would go to his house and work on mechanics and work on pitching lessons, and then went to college that my freshman year, and was like, hey, I've been doing these pitching lessons. If you guys need an arm, I can throw a little bit, and they kind of brushed it off as okay, just play. You're here to play second base, and sure enough, that year, my freshman year, I threw 6 innings, and they were mainly mop-up innings, maybe on a Sunday, getaway day or something like that, or a midweek, and where the game was out of hand, and I didn't do very well. I was a freshman. I didn't know how to control my workload or my effort levels, and so in college you have infield, outfield, and I would balls to the wall, air out every throw from second or short, and by the time I got into those games on Sunday, I just had nothing left in the tank, and guys were having a field day off me. And so my sophomore year, didn't pitch at all. Coach was like, hey, you're playing second base, and I was batting either leadoff or the bottom of the order, and I didn't pitch at all my sophomore year. And my junior year came around, and I was like, hey, I'm draft eligible, and I want to be a professional baseball player and ultimately a big leaguer, and I don't care at what capacity. I just want to be a pro, and And so I asked my coach if I can close some games and see if I can get on the map that way. And so I started working with the pitchers that fall and throwing some bullpens. Sure enough, we had a freshman All-American that was our closer, so I didn't get too many reps, but I would close some midweek games and then an occasional weekend game, and it just happened right time and through. I think it was against Charleston Southern where I had maybe a breakout game where I had a good game at the plate. I was never really a strong hitter, but that day I had a good day at the plate, and then I came into pitch in the 9th, and it was, mind you, I'm not built up really at all, and so I throw from the 9th to the 12th and get the win. And Jay Hefner was the area scout for the Northeast at the time, and he's from South Carolina, so he's home for spring break and caught one of my games, and at the advice of Juani Alvarez to check me out and followed me back up to Fordham, saw me throw a few more times, and they took a flyer on me in the 18th round. And so I try to convince them too if I can still if they can draft me as an infielder and then work if it doesn't work out then start pitching, and they quickly shot that down, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll go as a pitcher. And so that's how I ended up a pitcher. And I remember my first year, go out to short season, and Rugi Odor is playing second base for us, and he's like 16 years old and already better than me, and I fully accepted I was a pitcher at that point.
It's amazing what this game of baseball will do. You can find diamonds in the rough everywhere. So that story, it doesn't stop there with your story. By the way, before I get to the rest of the story, we're always talking about, you pitchers stick up for yourselves. Hey, we're athletes on the mound. We are athletes too. You truly take pride in that because of your background.
Absolutely. I had a rough go last year. I had a bad stretch with the Padres where I was getting a lot of crap from the guys for messing up some PFPs, and so this year's probably take that, take it personal and try to work on it and get back to where I know I can be. But yeah, I take a lot of pride in moving well and being an athlete, and I think when we lose that mentality, we start to get stiff on the mound, and a lot of problems can come from that.
Not only were you mostly a position player in college and a late round draft pick, worked your way up, but then you went for a stint in Japan, and that's where you truly found yourself as a pitcher, is it not?
Yeah. So I was, basically surviving it. When I first got to the big leagues, as many players do, just trying to find a way to survive, and when you get sent down, do whatever you can to get back, and so the mentality is a little bit different. And so I went out to Japan, and when I made that decision, it was basically, am I going to be a depth guy for a team, or do I go to Japan and hone in my craft, really find out who I am as a pitcher, and see. I made that decision because I noticed teams take more seriously and make more an investment on guys that do well in Asia than guys that do well in AAA, and so it's a high level of baseball, obviously, second best league in the world, and so that's when I went to work and started studying a lot of the analytics and learning about myself.
And you came back and you've worked as a starter, you've worked as a reliever. And that's not an easy role. One, you've got to accept it, and two, you've got to have the talents to do it, to go back and forth. But I would imagine everyone. I haven't met anyone that is in that role that doesn't want to be a starter.
Yeah, I have never been shy in saying that I'd rather be a starter. Yeah. I like the preparation that comes in being a starter. I like being one of the 5 guys that the team relies on every 5 days. Right. I like that responsibility. Right. I also like the adrenaline that comes with knowing you're coming in the late innings and just a big situation, to help the team win a game. And so, whatever it is, whatever the team needs, as long as the team is committed to winning, so am I. So, the mentality I have is, one pitch at a time. Team knows that I can start. Team knows that I can relieve. So, whatever is needed really at the time is what I'll do for them.
Time to take a look at today's starting pitchers, brought to you by Western and Southern Financial Group, helping to make Cincinnati the best place to live, work, and enjoy life. and by Richter & Phillips, Cincinnati's best place to buy your engagement ring. This afternoon, left-hander Andrew Abbott goes to the post for Cincinnati against right-hander Bryce Miller. Abbott is 1-1 after 3 starts this season. He was outstanding last Friday against the White Sox. He pitched 7 innings of 1-run baseball. He gave up 4 hits, didn't walk a batter, and he struck out 3. This will be Abbott's 25th big league start. 25-year-old Bryce Miller makes his 4th start of the season. He's 2-1 with a microscopic 1.9 ERA. He made 25 starts for the Mariners last season and finished with an 8-7 record. Miller started against the Reds last September at Great American Ballpark. He pitched 5 innings of 7-hit 1-run baseball in that game, but got a no decision. We are getting you ready for the Reds and Seattle Mariners on this Wednesday afternoon, and you're listening to the R&L Carriers Inside Pitch on 700 WLW.
The easiest way to shop for an engagement ring is right here in Cincinnati. Richter & Phillips Jewelers has the Midwest's largest selection of loose diamonds, GIA-certified diamonds, lifetime diamond upgrades, free 12-month ring insurance, and more. With more diamonds means more options at Richter & Phillips Jewelers.
Rocky here. Get beauty, comfort, energy efficiency, and peace of mind with the best windows in the business made by Gilkey Windows right here in Ohio. From manufacturing to installing, from start to finish, you get custom windows when you choose Gilkey. Visit Gilkey.com.
Does that ringing noise sound familiar to you? It doesn't have to. Chris Welsh here, and for 40 years, Elite Audiology has helped people overcome hearing problems. Visit audpros.com. Elite Audiology, your trusted hearing professionals.
Make it a 5-way day with beans and onions. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
Give Robert Jones Plumbing a call for all your plumbing needs. The world's friendliest plumbers, Robert Jones Plumbing.
My name is Toph, proud fan of Cincinnati baseball and specialist in resolving massive IRS problems. If you need tax relief, stop procrastinating and call me now at 513-513-TOPH, 513-513-TOPH. Don't live in fear. Toph is here.
Genesis is Cincinnati's highest standard of luxury and performance. From elegant design to exhilarating performance, Genesis is an exciting ride. The G70, G80, and G90 are breathtaking luxury. And our Genesis Performance Sport Utility vehicles, GV70 and GV80, are absolutely stunning. Visit genesisofmontgomery.com and then stop by for a test drive. Discover why it's becoming the most sought-after luxury car in America.
Twist and turn through a cave and come face to face with dinosaurs. Travel back in time and journey to the stars. Climb through the treetops or make history. All at Cincinnati Museum Center.
Wow!
Your museum, even cooler than you remember.
Marty and Tracy here for the Joseph Auto Group, where they have the full all-star lineup for all your new and used car shopping and service on Coleraine. Toyota, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC.
Hit it out of the ballpark with the Joseph Auto Group. Just ask your neighbors. They bought from us.
The Reds and Mariners close out their 3-game series this afternoon in Seattle, and thanks for joining us on the R&L Carriers Inside Pitch on 700 WLW. I'm Dave Armbruster. R&L Carriers partner with a family-owned LTL provider at RLC.com. Well, if you've never been to the Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, now would be a good time to plan a visit. The Reds have a new exhibit this season called The Long Ball, a home run history of the Reds. Lance McAllister had a chance to talk with the executive director of the Reds Hall of Fame, Rick Walls, about the new exhibit.
Give me some details here. I read over 150 artifacts. Is this stuff that came from loans? Is it back rooms? Is it other parts of the museum? How do you come up with all this?
You know, it's all of the above. It's, if you couldn't do what we do without the support from the community and the collectors and the relationships that we have, because, back in the day, the Reds didn't collect things. These are items, we have items back to 1920 in this exhibit. We're talking about Ed Roush's game, a home run ball from opening day on display. I mean, we're highlighting all the home runs that you can imagine, the iconic ones, the record-breaking ones, the home run derby ones. Think of that with Todd Frazier. So your favorite home run undoubtedly is got to be represented in this exhibit somehow. So, yeah, the artifacts come from the museum and from a lot of different places. It's just been a wonderful way to bring it all together under this one subject.
And you have game-used bats, I understand?
So we have game-used bats representing 49 of the 50 top home run hitters in Reds history. So the only one we're missing is Long John Riley, who's number 49 on the list. He had 69 home runs, but he played in the 1880s, so I'm not holding out too much hope that we'll get one of his bats anytime soon. But you never know, right? You never know.
Yeah.
So, listener out there might have that in the basement. Call us.
Yeah. Do you have, among those, do you have one of those, man, as a kid, I always marveled at, it was the coolest looking bat. George Foster used a big black bat. Do you have one of his black bats by chance?
We do, and we're fortunate to have George down here with us, holding court, talking about his 52 home run season. And, he holds the record for the single season home runs with 52. No one else has hit more than 50. You've got Kluszewski both with 49 twice, Suarez with 49. I think Dunn had 46. So Foster's still the guy, and that was a big year for him. So game-used bats from him, Kluszewski, Gus Bell, Wally Post, Ed Bailey, Frank Robinson, Smokey Burgess. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Tell me about this video wall and sound system.
Well, I think one of the most important parts of a home run, just the excitement around it. So you can have a ball, you can have a bat, you can have these jerseys. But if you don't have the call and you have that thrilling moment of when you walk in this room and you hear, Marty or George Grand or John Sadak, we've got all of these great calls of many of the home runs that we've captured on TV that you're going to be able to watch the home run and then look to your left and you're going to see an artifact from that game. Maybe it's the bat, the helmet, the ball. I think it brings history to life, puts it all in perspective, just makes the exhibit fun and entertaining.
I think I'm going to have to pursue this photo opportunity. You can rob a home run. Is that correct?
Yeah, you remember we used to have the thing called At the Fence upstairs before the renovation.
Yes.
And my kids did this. Everybody's kids did. They threw in strike zone and they went over to At the Fence and put on an old glove and a ball and you pretend like you were robbing a home run. Well, we brought that back for this exhibit, and you can't have a home run exhibit without playing defense a little bit. So have a little fun with that. Great photo op. Also catch the film in the theater. It's kind of a companion film. It is a season to remember. It's about last year and the many home runs and exciting moments from the 2023 season. So a little bit of something for everyone in this exhibit.
I love this. Every All-Star break, I always do a topic on Sports Talk about the most impactful home runs in Reds history. And the one that always fascinates me, because I found audio, I've never seen video of it. I wonder if you guys, I wonder if you acknowledge in any way I think it was July 1st, 1973, the Hal King, the famous pinch hit walk-off home run that turned the season.
No, we do, and we have a Hal King bat, and it's pretty special. It's on loan to us, so we always appreciate having those sorts of things on display. But yeah, that flipped the season around. You're right. If you ask your listeners, and you probably have done this, and we took a poll of our staff and volunteers and said, list out your top 5 to 10 home runs, and we didn't even give them a lot of criteria because we wanted to leave it wide open. So when you walk into this exhibit, it'd be, it was Johnny Bench. He hit that game, game 5 tying home run in the NLCS. That's got to be there. And no. Jay Bruce's walk-off. Well, Todd Frazier, Joe Randa on opening day hits the first walk-off. You know what it usually is? It's who you're with when it happens. It's not necessarily it's the moment, the feeling of where you are and what you're doing when it happens that makes it that special.
No doubt. Rick Walls, Executive Director of the Reds Hall of Fame, checking in. The Reds tomorrow publicly debuting the Reds Hall of Fame Museum's newest exhibit, The Long Ball, a home run history of the Reds. Rick, I seem to remember early on when this news was coming out, is there a bobblehead series attached to this as well?
There is. We decided to pull out all the stops with this one. So in May, we'll have a bobblehead that's free with paid admission on weekends. It starts with George Foster. The second month is Barry Larkin. We're highlighting his 30-30 season, the first ever as a shortstop. Followed by someone you may know, Jay Bruce, pulling out a bobblehead there for the clinch. Drop Todd Frazier in there for the home run derby exhibition he put on here at the 2015 All-Star Game. And then we ended up with Johnny Bench and the home run we just talked about from 1972. So it's a great collector series, a chance to kind of take home a piece of long ball history. And we just love doing that. Our members get those bobbleheads, and we make them available to people that come in the museum on the weekend. So just a nice way to bring it to life.
Lay out days, times, and hours, all the information vital to listeners.
Okay, 10 a.m. to 5 a.m. every day. The Hall of Fame is open from now on out. Certainly longer on game days. So you can, if we have a night game, we'll be open about 8 o'clock. If it's a day game, we'll be open till 2 hours after the end of the game. So you're going to have plenty of time to see this. This exhibit will be around all summer and into the winter. It's our year-long featured exhibit presented by Densmore. It's a very, very important part of bringing new people into the Hall of Fame, and this one is made for everybody. Kids 12 and under always get in free, and active military and veterans also free. It's a way of saying thanks. We're looking forward to seeing everybody down at the Hall of Fame in the ballpark this year.
Again, this season, for every run batted in by Cincinnati's cleanup hitter, Rumpke Waste and Recycling is helping keep your neighborhood clean and green with a donation to support environmental research and education. Rumpke, the recycling leader, is proud to bring new environmental solutions to you, whether you're at home, at work, or at play. Go Reds and go recycle. We are getting you ready for first pitch between the Reds and Mariners, and this is the R+L Carriers Inside Pitch on 700 WLW.
Rocky here for Bud Herbert Motors, Cincinnati's hometown equipment dealer. Are you tired of cheap equipment? Bud Herbert sells quality equipment such as John Deere tractors, Steel chainsaws, trimmers, and Honda power equipment. 2 locations, Cincinnati and Harrison, Bud Herbert Motors.
Craving Penn Station East Coast subs? Skip the line and order online at penn-station.com. Get your favorite sub with fresh cut fries and fresh squeezed lemonade. Visit penn-station.com.
Being better is synonymous with our hometown team and Plumtight Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Drains. When it comes to your heating and cooling needs, let Plumtight show what better customer service, pricing, and honesty truly means. Visit Plumtight.com because you deserve better.
Grippo's has been around for more than a century, but eating their barbecue chips never gets old. It takes a lot to be an icon in this city, but Grippo shows why they have staying power with every bite, every crunch, every day. Grippo's, the fun food company.
Dave Lapham for Joseph Buick GMC. Joseph Buick is now taking up to $8,000 off their 2024 GMC Sierras, which includes lifetime powertrain protection on most models. Visit josephbuick.com today. Ask your neighbors. They bought from us.
The Reds are on the radio.
This pregame news is brought to you by Furniture Fair, home of the guaranteed low price. Columbia Chevrolet, in the heart of Montgomery, ColumbiaChev.com. And by Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views on 700 WLW, the home of the Reds. News, traffic, and weather. News Radio 700 WLW, Cincinnati.
The Democratic-run Senate looks to end the Mayorkas impeachment trial as it begins today. With the 3:30 report, I'm Sean Gallagher. Breaking now. The Senate thrown in a holding pattern at the start of the impeachment trial of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, who House Republicans charged with failing to enforce immigration laws, an allegation Democrats reject as partisan and unwarranted.
Senate Leader Chuck Schumer is hoping to wrap all this up today with a vote to dismiss the charges against Alejandro Mayorkas, but an offer to Republicans, allowing them to advocate for their own proposed procedure for a trial, prompted this objection from Missouri's Eric Schmidt.
I will not assist Senator Schumer in setting our Constitution ablaze.
Schumer responded with a demand for a vote on the constitutionality of the impeachment, saying it doesn't rise to the level of high crimes and misdemeanors. Stephen Portnoy, ABC News, Washington.
Now the latest traffic and weather together right now. Not seeing any new accidents on the major interstates or highways, but the road construction has the right lane closed 275 eastbound at 3 Mile Road. Also closed due to bridge inspection work 3 Mile Road, both north and southbound between Testnear Road and Gibson Lane.
Now the latest forecast from the Advanced Dentistry Weather Center. Advanced Dentistry, the judgment-free dental experience you've been looking for. NoFearDentist.com.
Tornado watch until 7 p.m. for Butler, Warren, and Clinton counties in southwest Ohio and Franklin County in southeast Indiana. Rest of the day, sunny with a chance of showers and storms, and windy, a high near 80. Chance of showers and storms this evening, otherwise clear, the low dropping to 53 tonight. Sunny for your Thursday and a high of 81. Right now, radar is showing most of that shower and storm activity staying north of the tri-state. A few scattered showers in parts of Butler County. Our current temperature, 78 degrees. Currently on Wall Street, the Dow is down 43 points, the NASDAQ down 168, and the S&P down 26. The Reds look to avoid a sweep when they conclude their series in Seattle against the Mariners this afternoon with a 4:10 pitch here on the big one. Andrew Abbott on the hill for the Reds. Our next update is after the game. I'm Sean Gallagher, News Radio 700 WLW.
News 24 hours a day. News Radio 700 WLW.
Need a new roof?
Put a Klaus on your house. Roof replacements and repairs are a major investment. That's why they're elevating the roofing experience with a 50-year guarantee. Superior roofing products that stand up against wind, snow, and rain. Visit them at KRSCincy.com. Put a Klaus on your house.
Starfire Premium Lubricants is your Cincinnati hometown brand of automotive fluids designed to protect your engines and keep you on the road. Look for us at Smythe Automotive and local UDF stores. We're your hometown oil team, Starfire. There's more behind the badge.
Spring is here, and that means warmer weather is on the way. Corcoran and Harnest is your expert carrier dealer and offers special financing so your comfort system is ready for changing temps. Call Corcoran and Harnest at 513-921-2227.
Willie here, the great American, for the legendary pizza and homemade Italian food at Serrano's in Norwood. Since 1956, Serrano has been serving up that delicious secret recipe pizza, homemade raviolis, meatballs, and more Italian stuff. It's unbelievable. When I'm feeling Italian, go to Serrano's.
Ready to build? There's the hard way and there's the Cruise way. Want things to be easy? Choose Cruise. Their expert design build team makes the process smooth, safe, and simple from start to finish. Visit cruisdevelopment.com. That's CRUZ development.com.
You know what makes a home loan easy? Having an experienced lender at your side. At First State Bank, we believe in taking the time to understand your needs and preparing you for each step. First State Bank, built on belief. Visit fsbforme.com. Equal housing lender.
Average $54,000 your first year with the potential to earn up to 6 figures as a Metro operator. Full-time, great benefits, paid CDL training, and a $2,000 hiring bonus. Apply at go-metro.com/careers.
Do you worry about your basement leaking every time it rains? Well, get it fixed permanently. Hey, Gary Sullivan here. Call EverDry Waterproofing today and stop worrying about your basement and start using it. Call EverDry Waterproofing for a free basement inspection today.
I just got a text asking me to approve a bank transfer I didn't make. I bet you get messages like this too. So much of our lives are online today, from email to banking and everything in between. To make sure my information was protected, I checked out CISA's Secure Our World website for simple steps to stay safe online. Now I know how to protect myself from scammers, and you can learn too. Go to CISA at cisa.gov/Secure Our World.
CHI Roofing, where every nail counts, every roof matters. Schedule a free estimate at 731roof.com.
Schedule your free advisor consultation today at allworthfinancial.com.
We are getting you ready for the Reds and Mariners on this Wednesday afternoon, and this is the R+L Carriers Inside Pitch on 700 WLW. I'm Dave Armbruster. Time to take a look at who's hot in the big leagues, brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Greater Cincinnati. Pella now, pay later, and by Plum Tight Plumbing. Plum Tight is plumbing done right. The Baltimore Orioles might be the hottest team in baseball right now. They have won 3 in a row, now trail the Yankees in the American League East by just a half a game. Baltimore beat the Twins last night 11-3. They hit 3 home runs in that game. They now have 27 home runs, tops in baseball in just 17 games. The Dodgers have 26 homers, but they've played 20 games. The Reds, by the way, are 11th in the league with 19 home runs. And while we're on the subject of home runs, time to take a look at the home run leaders in both leagues, brought to you by Aircheck Exteriors, siding, trim, and molding engineered to last beautifully. Visit AZECexteriors.com. And by Encore Technologies, visit Encore.tech. Tyler O'Neill of the Boston Red Sox and the Angels' Mike Trout each have 7 home runs to lead the American League. Marcell Ozuna of the Braves leads the National League. He also has 7 home runs. By the way, Mike Trout and his L.A. Angels are in town this weekend, beginning Friday night for 3 games against the Reds. And finally, let's check the National League Central standings, brought to you by Branstedter's Kangaroo, celebrating over 25 years as your hometown roofing expert. As play began today, the Milwaukee Brewers lead the division by percentage points with a 10-6 record, but they have lost 3 straight. The Pirates are in a virtual tie for first place with an 11-7 record. They have dropped 2 in a row. The Cubs are next at 10-7. The Reds are 9-8 in fourth place, and the Cardinals, the winners of 2 straight, are now 9-9. Don't go away. We are getting you ready for the Reds and Seattle Mariners, and this has been the R+L Carriers Inside Pitch on 700 WLW.
an official sports betting partner of the Cincinnati Reds, invites you to the BetMGM Sportsbook at the Banks. With 3 betting windows, 14 self-service kiosks, and plenty of TVs and seating, it's the perfect place to catch all the action. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Ohio only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with MGM Northfield Park.
Now you can terminate your loan or lease early regardless of make or model with the Loan and Lease Termination Program at Kelsey Chevrolet. Escape excessive mileage and remaining payments and get a new Chevrolet for as little as $0 down. Together, let's drive at KelseyChev.com.
This is Rob with CHI Roofing. The age-old question, to repair or replace. Who is qualified to make these decisions about a roof? Easy. CHI Roofing. For residential and commercial roofs, you can trust CHI Roofing. For an estimate, visit 731roof.com.
Zimmer Tractor is your go-to destination for unstoppable productivity. Dive into our compact tractors and Kubota construction equipment. Zimmer Tractor's got your back with Kubota's compact tractors. And in construction, trust Kubota equipment to tackle any task. Robust, reliable, and always up for the challenge. Explore the perfect combo of Zimmer Tractor and Kubota at our showroom or ZimmerTractor.com. Zimmer Tractor, your partner in progress. Stop by today and let's get things done.
Hi, this is Marty. You hear it every game, but it can't be said enough. When riding in your car or truck, buckle your seatbelt and make sure that everyone riding with you is wearing theirs too. If you're not buckled up, what's holding you back?
The Reds are on the radio.
This is the Cincinnati Reds pregame show, brought to you in part by JTM Food Group. Let's create great dishes together. JTM, Cincinnati Children's. Changing the outcome together. Encore Technologies. Visit encore.tech. Tickets for less. Shop the best selection of sports, concerts, and theater tickets with no added service fees at ticketsforless.com. PNC, the official bank of the Cincinnati Reds. Kroger, fresh for everyone. The pregame show is also brought to you by Hayes & Sons. We do restoration right. Western and Southern. Put our financial strength behind you. And by your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places.
Hit high, hit deep, way back there, and gone into the second deck and left.
The Reds are on the radio.
This is the Cincinnati Reds Radio Network.
Hey, very delightful good afternoon to you, and welcome once again out to T-Mobile Park. We are in Seattle, Washington. It is the wrap-up of this 3-game series, and it is a sun-soaked, albeit chilly afternoon for baseball as the Reds close things out against the M's. The Reds will turn to left-hander Andrew Abbott against Mariners right-hander Bryce Miller. Should be another good pitching matchup this afternoon. Reds and Mariners come your way shortly, but Yid comes your way right now with the Reds pregame show. Yid?
All right. Thank you, Tommy. Just ahead on the show this afternoon.
You know, there's a lot of guys, personnel, and players over in that clubhouse that are still there that I played with.
Jake Fraley talks about going back to Seattle, plus you'll hear from today's starter, Andrew Abbott. This is the Cincinnati Reds pregame show on the Reds Radio Network.
Marty Brenneman here for Tri-State Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health for treating erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues. And I can say they are the leader with all confidence because I go to Tri-State Men's Health for treatment myself. I so appreciate their professionalism, their smarts, and the overall experience of being treated there. And you will too. Low testosterone can cause all kinds of problems for a man, including poor sleep patterns, low energy, brain fog, unproductive workouts, and a lowered sex drive. But you should know that if you're like most guys, getting treated for your low T at Tri-State Men's Health could very much change your life. You'll get your energy back, your sleep patterns will improve significantly, your workouts will be better, that brain fog will go away, and your sex drive will increase as well. It's fantastic. So make an appointment today. Your initial visit is just $99, and that includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to TriStateMen'sHealth.com. They have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Hofbrauhaus Newport Brewery and Restaurant is the place to go for Reds fans. Hofbrauhaus Newport has been serving up great beer, delicious food, and fun times to Reds fans for over 20 years. Enjoying live music in our beer hall or sitting in our fabulous beer garden. Everyone loves it at our house.
Discover why Lawrenceburg, Indiana is a city on the rise. We're a dedicated community partner supporting local businesses with investments in exceptional educational opportunities and recreational outlets for our citizens and visitors. Visit thinklawrenceburg.com for more information.
Champion Windows and the Cincinnati Reds are teaming up to give you a home run deal. Right now, we're offering buy 2 windows, get 2 free. And for a limited time, Reds fans can get an additional $1,000 off a sunroom using promo code GOREDS. Call or schedule your free estimate online at championsavenow.com.
The Reds and Mariners wrap up their 3-game series this afternoon in Seattle, and thanks for joining us on the Cincinnati Reds pregame show. I'm Dave Armbruster. Jake Fraley was drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays in 2016. He was traded to the Mariners in November of 2018. He made his major league debut with Seattle in 2019 and was traded to the Reds in March of 22. Tommy Thrall had a chance to talk with Fraley about returning to Seattle.
Jake, you've had a chance to come back home to Seattle, the team that you broke in with. How is it being back at the place that you first called home in the big leagues? Is it surreal? Is it exciting? Is it fun? I mean, how do you how would you word it?
I mean, yeah, it's obviously fun. It brings back, this is my first time back, so it's a huge influx of a lot of memories. Me and my family made a ton of memories here in 3 years. And, there's a lot of guys, personnel, and players over in that clubhouse that are still there that I played with. So being able to, see those guys and, it's a lot of memories.
Do you have some favorite spots that you like to go back to here?
Honestly, no. When me and my wife were here, we did a lot of, we don't go out a whole lot to begin with, so my wife does a lot of our cooking. We've obviously went down to the aquarium. They got the Ferris wheel down there by the water, by the lake. Those are always cool spots. The aquarium's really cool here.
Talk about playing the outfield in this park. You and I were talking a little bit before we started recording. This is a park that plays big. Is that a fun place to play outfield? Coors Field's another one that comes to mind that's a big park. May play a little smaller, but it's still a big park with a lot of room to run.
Yeah, no, it does. It makes it a lot more fun, and the fact that you obviously have more opportunity to catch balls, to come down with balls. It plays as more of a traditional park as far as, the dimensions and the corners. Anytime you have that and there's no real, kind of weird edge to the stadium that you're not used to as an outfielder, it always makes it a little bit easier. For sure, it makes it a lot more fun.
As far as the hitter side of things, do you have to change your approach, or do you just try to stay with what works for you when you're at a place that maybe plays bigger than some other parks?
Oh, no, you don't change anything. Unless there's something that you're actively trying to do that kind of lines up with what the park is kind of giving you. I think guys, for the most part, just stay doing your thing and just pray for the best.
For appearing on the pregame show, Jake Fraley receives a $100 gift card from Montgomery Inn. Montgomery Inn, the undisputed Ribs King. This is the Reds Radio Network.
Cheer on your Reds when they take on the Angels April 19th through the 21st, presented by Life Center. Enjoy a City Connect Friday with a post-game fireworks show, plus a Jackie Robinson baseball card giveaway thanks to Life Center. Come back Saturday to get your Reds team calendar, courtesy of Kroger. And on Sunday, take home a Reds fleece blanket thanks to Ohio Lesset. All giveaways are to fans in attendance while supplies last. Get your tickets now at reds.com/tickets.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the Cincinnati Reds, invites you to the BetMGM Sportsbook at the Banks. With 3 betting windows, 14 self-service kiosks, and plenty of TVs and seating, it's the perfect place to catch all the action. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. Must be 21 years of age or older to wager. Ohio only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in partnership with MGM Northfield Park. Cleveland Cliffs American-made steel touches every part of our lives, from the cars we drive to the transformers powering our homes. Their steel is stronger and more sustainable than ever due to their innovation and leading-edge technology. They're setting a new standard for what it means to be a steel company by producing the highest quality product and championing the best practices for their industry, for the environment, and for their people. Cliffs